Welcome to X1T Gaming, and together we're going to revolutionize the gaming industry. So, we are working on our Pachinko ball again. Um, yeah, we're not going to be doing Blender right now. Blender is a little bit too complicated for me, and I've been working a lot on getting my game up and running. I almost got my first game, onto the Google Play Store. I just had to verify, get it all set up, test it out. So maybe by the end of the week, I'm hoping that it's going to be on the store, and then you guys can play with it. So there's really nothing for me to do now on the stream um, for the Zen Rock counter, simply because it might be too much sensitive information. I won't know which information to share, which one not to share, and which one is, yeah, and I don't know how to blur it out on this yet. So we are going to go back working on the Pachinko set. I got it up and running. We are not going to be trying to bend this thing because it's just too complicated for now. This is just, we don't need that. I'm trying to figure out the Bezier curve. I feel like that is probably the way to go with this. If I could figure out the Bezier curve and figure out how to get it to work on Unity, to create the objects and to move them around, then I believe I could create everything onto Unity without actually looking up on Blender. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. So one of the things that we're going to work on is to get the physics, and I'm just going to instantiate some balls wherever I click. I got a code for that, and we're just going to have that as, I don't know, as a guide, so we can control where we want the balls, how they bounce, and all that kind of stuff. We might work on doing some pegs and stuff like that as well. So, or maybe I could design it so that every like 50th ball is a gold ball. I wonder how I would have to do that. So let's just create a new script. This one is going to be temporary click. Oops, temporary click. So it's just going to click and create. And so what we're going to do is we're working on another project. We figure out, you go put it on the camera and it sends out like rays to where to go. And so in this one, create click. So what I have, there's a couple things I was playing around with. So first I was doing this object clicker on my other one. So you go, if the mouse is down, then it sends this ray. If the ray hit, and then you make sure that this ray goes out when you at the mouse position, and then the ray comes back, and then you want to, if that is like transform rigid body. So I was trying to actually get it to bounce something, but it wasn't working. And so now we're just going to use this one, where what I decided in my other game, instead of trying to make the ball bounce, we just created a game object. And then we deleted it 0.1 second afterwards. And the game object is invisible. So we'll probably just take this code that we got here. And then put it over here in the Pachinko one. And then we're not going to destroy the game object. We are going to keep it to normal. Okay, and then let's go back here. We got to get this ray class stuff. Is this the same? Oh, I did the array class hit there instead of up here. So we'll just copy and paste this. Our Pachinko. And then that should be it. So we will save that. Go back to our Pachinko game, and we are going to put this onto the camera. So this will go onto the main camera. And then we need to create a game object. Wait, what? Did I do this right? Public game object prefab. Because nothing should happen if I click, because it doesn't know what object to do. Oh. Yeah. At least this one has a rich body to it. We can probably delete this cube for now. We don't need to work with that. And now we got the prefabs. Those are material. We got the steel ball. Main camera. What would be the game object? Public game object prefab. Like, I feel like there's something that I need to like put in the script. We have our we want to get this one. I notice a lot of people are starting to use this one, and I'm starting to like it too. So that when I press play, I can click and it'll tell me if it's working or not. But it's not working. Target texture, backdrop. I wonder how I did this in the other one. I'm going to have to cheat a little bit. Because when I had that game object, I'm supposed to have like, and I did it public. I thought that in the script there'd be like a public thing for game object, and then I could just grab the thing. So the camera, click create script. Yeah, game ball. Oh, frick. Don't tell me. Did I forget to save? Did I forget to save? No. Huh. What? Now I gotta open it up again and look at it more. It's so weird. Like, I don't know why there's not a public setting. Maybe that's the wrong one. So I got the main camera here. It says prefab. The public prefab. And I put a game object. Temporary. Click. Public game object prefab. This is so weird. Okay, let's just I'm just going to delete everything for now. Delete. Want to do this. Okay, so now what we want is a public game object prefab. Well, let's just change it to Pachinko ball. Pachinko ball. Boom. That's all I want right now. Then I go here. Okay, so we have the Pachinko ball there right now. Why wasn't it showing up earlier? That's so weird. So then we want to create this. Right there. Okay, and then we want to add the array class. Was it Ray? I think it was. Ray, and then raycast hit. Ray, and then raycast hit. Raycast hit. Okay. Now we'll just do this Pachinko ball. Pachinko ball. Okay, so we'll save this, and then now we can go here. We have that. It's in the temporary click. Let's do the steel ball. Put that there, and now when we press play, we should instantiate. Okay, so what we want, we've got to work on this code a little bit. Steel ball, they have a collider, they don't have a rigid body, so let's add a rigid body to it. Okay, now let's see what happens. Oh. have these, oops, I copied and pasted. I just have this delete, which I don't want to delete them anymore. Okay. Hit point dot x, hit point dot y. Okay. Okay, so we come here. But if I get a steel ball, oops, they fall. But if I press it, they delete. Oh, wait. So we create a lot. And I could just hold it. And it keeps going. Okay. If I don't want them to move on the Z axis, constraints, freeze position on the Z. So if I go like this, so if I hold it, but if I freeze on the Y, okay, I wonder if I could change the coding a little bit so that it doesn't fly out. Let's say 2. Let's say 1. Okay, what if I change it to -1? There we go. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm not a big fan of having multiples, but that's okay because we just want to see, make sure that the physics is working. When we have them, they're not meant to be specific. I could probably make it specific later, but that's it is what it is. I'm going to change this to 0. Okay, so we got the backdrop, we got the steel ball, we have a rigid body. Do we need to have a bounce physics for bouncing. Because if I press play again, do they bounce off each other? Yeah, they do. But not really. They don't really bounce off. So I think I'm going to need to create. Let's do material. Or we'll just create a new physics material folder. Physics. Go in here, create physics material, and bounciness we'll do a little bit of bounciness, and then we'll put this onto the steel ball. So now the steel ball has physics material. And we could probably rename this to ball bounce. And there it is right there in the material. So now if we go, we can actually adjust them to interact. So they actually bounce a little bit more now if you noticed. And if I start putting pegs in there, so let's create 3D object. I think we want capsule. No, we want cylinders. We want cylinders 1 by 1. Let's do 2 on the Z axis. And let's go 0, 0, and 0. And then we could just copy more. So we'll just copy and paste. Paste, move it like this, get both of them, copy and paste, get all 3 of them, copy and paste. So now we are just, figuring these out. Okay, so we want to make sure that we have the physics here where they drop and they go. It doesn't look like they bounce that much on them. Yeah, so we could probably up this bounciness level. Let's change it to a 0.6. And then let's see what that does. So they bounce off each other a lot. I'm wondering if maybe when I'm actually going to get this going. Okay, I need to figure out how to do one at a time. Okay, well I think that's going to be it for now for just playing around. So we got that going. So I gotta figure out the Bezier curve. If I could figure that out on Unity, then I don't have to worry about the other Blender. I'm not saying that Blender's bad or anything. It's just that I don't want to have to learn 2 different platforms at the moment. I want to get kind of like professional at Unity And the other thing is that once I create on Blender and I actually get into how I like it, I'm nervous that the physics are not going to work properly. It's not going to render over correctly. Um, yeah, so we're going to be doing some short streams for the next little while, simply to get some content out there, to do a little bit of practicing. But mostly throughout the days, I'm going to be learning about putting my game on Google. I want to get all that stuff done first before I start really diving in deep with the Pachinko. Uh, and that's why I don't have too much content for you at the moment, simply because I have my main focus is on other stuff. But I'll still come in, and then if we need to just learn together, we'll learn together, figure it out. But yeah, so that's it for today. You guys have a good one, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow.